Okay, so I've turned airplane mode on within my phone, and I've gone into Duolingo. As you can see, as I'm scrolling down through here, any of the lessons that are golden, let's turn that off. We'll close that. We'll see any of the ones that are golden, they're not available offline. Now, all of these other ones, they've already been downloaded, which is why they are not grayed out. So anything that's grayed out, like I'm tapping vacation, reconnect to the internet to load the skill. Same thing with activity. So unless there's a network connection, I can't use any of those. I'm going to try and do something here. I'm not ready for this yet. Oh, testing out isn't available offline. How about that? So I can't even do that test. Okay, let's see. What's the next thing? I guess the thing I'm closest to getting golden on is the health one. So I'm going to try and do that 23 more times. And on the 25th time, I think I will go ahead and complete that one offline so that I can see what happens as it transitions. I just noticed something else. If you look on the lower right, you can see there's the icon for doing your practice session. Click on it just so that you can see that it loads. Okay, so it loads. I'm going to exit from this. I just noticed that practice is online functionality only. So when I go offline by starting up airplane mode, as soon as the connection is gone, it goes away. So yeah, best I can tell, it looks at all of these as also being like, I guess, targeted practice, and practice is something that is apparently an online activity only. Okay, so I have done the health lesson many more times, so one more to make it golden. Now, right now, I do have this lesson downloaded, so it's available offline. You can see that all of my other lessons that are already golden are like no longer available offline, and practice icon is normally in the lower right corner, floating just above the toolbar, is also not there. So I'm going to go through this health lesson one more time. After I get through this, it should be golden, and I'm going to see what happens with the availability of that lesson. So let me work my way through this. Okay, so I think this is the last question. It is. So there's my points. So that skill is now golden. Yeah, lingots. And that's it. So I'm still offline, but it has transitioned from being available to not being available. So it just looks like once you get through something and it goes to practice mode only, then it simply is not available. I'm guessing that they designed it this way. I really hate that they designed it this way, though, because on my daily commute, I actually do go through some pretty spotty areas on the train. So the offline mode, that played a vital role in me being able to do this during the time I have available to being able to do it. Now, if you're always in an area where there's connectivity, then this is not a big deal. But if you're upgrading to Plus so that you can use it offline because you're in areas where you know your connectivity is going to be low, then just be aware once you get so far through it, then the value of that is going to go down. In my case, I've only got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 more lessons that I plan to get through before the year is up. The year will be up in like another 4 weeks? No, 5 weeks. The year will be up in another 5 weeks. So after that 5-week period is up, I think I'm going to have to start using another app primarily, since this will not be usable for my daily commute. But this is what I was talking about. Tried mentioning it to some other people, and they weren't quite sure what I was describing. So I hope this video helps in making what I'm experiencing more clear. So this is what my learning tree looks like. Going from the bottom, working my way back up to the top. And just going through it again. The actual interface from which things download. I did notice that the Japanese download now behaves differently. I saw that there was actually an update that downloaded to this device a few days ago. So the interface is behaving differently. I'll just clear Japan out, start the download again. before it would start the download, and then it would get to like 99% and it would stay there. It doesn't do that anymore. It'll get to 100%. It's taking a little while to download. Okay, so I think I might come back to that. But it will download 100% of it. It does not stall at 99% anymore. But as far as usability goes, I still don't have access to the offline things. Everything else in here is pretty much the same as it would be for someone that doesn't have Plus. Okay, one day that'll finish downloading. So I downloaded these other languages as a test. I don't actually need these. And then this last one is for people that speak Japanese that are learning English. I think I'll keep that in there because I might work my way through that tree too. Okay, and so it does now actually complete. But like I said, there was an update pushed out a few days ago. If they would make the change so that I could actually do the practice for the lessons offline, I'd be a very happy person. I still would suggest this and endorse this for telling other people to use it, but I'd have to give them that caveat that as you get through the lessons, if you're using the offline mode, it more or less disappears.